Hello, friends. Today we are exploring Lalita-Tripura Sundari, one of my absolute favorite tantric goddesses. She represents being the queen of the universe. She is the lover archetype and is the embodiment of desire. She represents Mother Earth and the frequencies of Mother Earth, and basically that nothing is going to happen without desire. Okay. She holds it all. She reigns with love, and she's unabashedly feminine. She doesn't rule from the masculine principle. She rules completely from the feminine, all aspects of the feminine. She doesn't rule by domination. She rules with love over the entire universe, which is creation, preservation, and destruction. She teaches us to be the mistress of ourselves. That is, she teaches us about being sovereign, being home in our own bodies, and being the masters or the mistresses of our own life. Really just owning that we have the power, owning our power. So the mistress, you can say, of being sovereign in our own life. She teaches us tremendous lessons about stepping into our power, which is really love, right? So this goddess is really about, and in Tantra in general, it's really about the goddesses. It's just that we lose track of that within our society. We honor the thinking mind, logic, structure, linear thinking, and this doesn't work very well in spirituality or in relationships. So that is why Tantra is the perfect bhakti or devotional practice. So, it looks at this as like love is a practice, and no matter whatever's in front of you, that's an opportunity for you to choose love. And that's really the overall view of Tantra from a Shakti standpoint is every second, do your best to choose love, being in the moment. So Lalita is known as the goddess of the three cities. So there's many threes in all kinds of religions. She could be thought of as the maiden, the mother, or the wise woman. It can be states of consciousness, sleeping, dreaming, waking. But they really tend to reflect our commitment or desire to evolve. And ultimately, that's the point. Hopefully, the point of our life is to evolve. Okay, so she rules over gods. So she rules over Shiva and Brahma and Vishnu. So she rules over the masculine. So this is really about the heart and the soul being surrendered to by the mind. The mind surrenders to the heart. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, the beautiful picture of the goddess, and then I will end with an invocation. So it's approaching the goddess as you would a woman. You approach her with regard, respect, and protection. And that's really what the gods are doing. They're actually, literally holding up the structure. They're literally holding up the structure for her. Okay. So she's sitting upon Shiva. They're actually in union. She's the goddess of bliss. She's the goddess of sexuality. And, they're in that blissful union, which is one of the best ways to evolve, right? Is to do that with a partner. And that's also something that we do talk about in Tantra as well. All right. So you might wonder, what is she holding in her hand? She's holding a bow, right? She's holding a noose and a goad. And she is, and 5 arrows, okay? So the arrows represent the 5 senses. The bow keeps us aimed at the outward pull of desires. So in Shaktiism, it's like, go to your desires. It's not being controlled or abused into reining in your desires. It's about really answering the call of our desires, not hurting other people, but really allowing ourselves to feel the pull of our senses towards our desire. in our very, very seductive world. The arrows and the bow remind us that every time we're aiming our sensors outwardly, we're engaging in the flow of karma or action. And that's cool, that's fine. It's just a matter of being aware, being conscious of what we're doing, and hopefully act from a place of conscious choice. The noose represents the attractive force of desire. And it can be a lasso, like reining us back in. So we might wonder, how does her creation, preservation, and destruction really happen? Well, it's the noose of desire. Desire is what keeps the world turning. And this is her noose that nooses us back into the world to create. Okay, so back here we have, Saraswati and Lakshmi. So Saraswati is the goddess of creation, arts. She is part of Tripura Sundari, and so is Lakshmi. She represents abundance, spiritual abundance and material abundance. They serve her as well. And they're also saying, go sister, we support you, we love you. So this whole scene is really saying, we bow down, we bow down, we are devoted to the sacred feminine. Okay, so the lasso also has a second meaning, however. It could reflect the meaning of harnessing our desires and lassoing our own desires for spiritual development. So there's double meaning there. We can be drawn into the world and looking for external desires, which is valid. We can also rein ourselves in to cultivate that energy, utilize that energy, not to seek outside ourselves, but to develop personally. Okay, so there's double meaning there. Now her goad is literally kind of prod. It helps us keep us engaged in our own evolution, because the nature of the universe is that we're continually evolving, and we're doing a lot of evolving right now. So her holding a goad reminds us of our continued movement towards evolving. It's literally a prompt in case we forget. Oh yeah, I'm here to evolve. She teaches us that connecting with her energy, we are invited to feel and allow and also master our desires, to really be the chooser, to be at choice. So these are some of the things that she teaches us. She's super playful. She's known as she who plays. And you can see that she's literally, so in other pictures, maybe like in Yabyam, where you see sexual union, that's Lalita and Shiva. So this is part of how she's known in Tantric traditions. She's worshipped for this aspect as well. She's super playful. She's very sexual. She's very sensual. And she teaches us to move into the pleasure and so much more. So when you choose to connect with her or any tantric archetypal goddess feminine energy, you connect with her for all these different aspects of your being. It just depends on what you want to embody. So in union with Shiva, or the sacred masculine and the sacred feminine, reminds us that the desire is the seed of life. This is her magic. This is part of her medicine. She teaches us how to merge with desire, and she's helping us to connect with that force in our bodies or in our biofield, whatever you want to call it. And that means sensuality and pleasure as well. But it doesn't have to show up as sexuality per se. So we're going to go ahead and invoke this goddess, because really, part of this is actually asking for help, asking for support from the goddess. These powerful energies are available to you, whatever you want to think of them as your guides. They're available to you to use. Okay. And it's perfect. It's a little dark in here. So Lalita Tripura Sundari, and actually I'm using this deck from Alana Fairchild, the Kali Oracle. It's fantastic. I'm going to be reading from that. It's one of my great sources. Okay, so we're invoking the goddess. I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. Okay, so she's the golden goddess at play, joyful. She's the loving mother of the world and benevolent queen of the universe. You are all giving, so generous and kind. I open my heart to you in wonder at your unwavering desire that I should simply be happy and free. Your generosity melts all of my resistance. In your presence, I am humble as a sage and as happy as a delighted child. You are my divine mother. You love me so much on every level. I welcome your golden presence into my being, into my life, and into my world for the spiritual liberation of all beings. Really, that's the focus of Shakti practice, the love and the spiritual liberation and sovereignty and equality of all beings. Okay, that's why Shaktiism is perfect right now, y'all. Okay, so I invite you to close your eyes for a moment. See and intend or sense that you're moving into a spacious inner temple of your heart. And take a deep breath into that space. Breathing into the back of your heart is actually one of the most powerful things we can do right now. Just feeling into that space and breathing into it. And there you'll see or imagine a golden light that's swirling and twirling. It's reaching towards you. This light is elegantly playful, delightedly in multiple directions. You sense it as powerful, intelligent, kind, and healing. This golden light expands so it feels your entire energy field and that it encapsulates the space around you. It captures your energetic streams of darkness, whisking them away from you, transforming them instantly into delight, happiness, and freedom. It's just that we need to make that choice. You are peaceful, protected, and blessed. You shine as a beautiful priest or priestess of golden light. Your luminous heart radiates her golden swirling intelligence in all directions and through all dimensions for the spiritual benefit of all beings. Allow yourself to connect with the joy and light in this. And then often we can finish our hands in prayer and bow down to the divine feminine, the lover and the desire within all of us to evolve and to love on a deeper level. That is the magic and the medicine of Tripura Sundari. Thank you for joining me, and please subscribe if you love the goddess. There'll be more coming. Blessings.